Can Yaman and Demet Özdemir. Two names that, when placed side by side, still ignite emotions across the globe. For years, their connection, on screen and off, has been one of the most captivating sagas in celebrity culture. It was a story born out of passion, chemistry, and undeniable energy, one that millions of fans rooted for with all their hearts. But even the brightest love stories are not immune to shadows. Behind the smiles, behind the laughter, behind the magical moments that defined them, there were challenges, real, heavy challenges, that tested their bond like never before. And now, with shocking revelations and endless speculation, the world is asking, has their love finally hit a breaking point? To understand the depth of this heartbreak shock, we must return to the beginning. When Erkenci Kuş, Daydreamer, premiered, it wasn't just another romantic comedy, it was a cultural earthquake. The story of Sanem and Can, brought to life by Demet and Can, transcended the screen. Their chemistry wasn't simply convincing, it was overwhelming. Every gaze, every smile, every argument between their characters pulsed with authenticity. Viewers didn't just watch their romance, they felt it. Very quickly, audiences blurred the line between fiction and reality, convinced that the spark on screen had to be real behind the scenes. And in many ways, it was. Though neither Can nor Demet ever fully confirmed a relationship, their closeness was undeniable. Paparazzi photos of them laughing together, stolen moments at events, and subtle interactions off-camera fueled the fire. Magazines speculated endlessly, social media erupted with theories, and fans created entire communities devoted to celebrating their love. For a time, they were not just actors, they were symbols of hope, of passion, of a love story that seemed too perfect to fail. But perfection is an illusion. As their fame grew, so did the pressures. Can Yaman, ambitious and fiercely independent, set his sights on global stardom. Italy became his second home, international projects like Sandokan demanded his full attention, and his brand expanded far beyond Turkey. Demet, meanwhile, continued to build her career with grace and determination, proving herself as one of the most talented actresses of her generation. Though both thrived individually, the distance between them began to widen. For fans, every missed opportunity to see them together felt like a fracture in the fairy tale. And then came the tension. Rumors of disagreements, whispers of jealousy, and stories of conflicting priorities began to surface. Was Can too focused on his career to nurture their bond? Did Demet feel overshadowed by the constant spotlight on his international ventures? Did the pressure of fans expecting perfection create cracks they couldn't repair? No one knows the full truth, but the signs were there. The once effortless connection between them seemed strained, their interactions less frequent, their silences louder than their words. The breaking point, however, came with a shock. In an interview, Can hinted at the difficulties of balancing love and ambition, admitting that some relationships cannot survive the weight of constant scrutiny. He didn't name Demet, but fans immediately connected the dots. The timing, the tone, the unspoken words, it was clear he was addressing the love story that had defined him in the public eye. Soon after, Demet was seen giving an emotional statement of her own, speaking about the pain of expectations, the difficulty of navigating love under a microscope, and the heartbreak of watching something beautiful crumble. The headlines were brutal: heartbreak shock, Can and Demet at breaking point, from love to silence, the fairy tale falls apart. Fans reacted with devastation. Social media was flooded with old clips of their laughter, their stolen glances, their playful interviews. Fans begged them to reconcile, to fight for what they had, to not let go of a love that had inspired millions. But reality is not a fairy tale, and sometimes love, no matter how strong, cannot withstand the storms of life. Yet, even in the midst of heartbreak, one thing remained undeniable: their bond. Because love is not always about forever. Sometimes it's about impact. And the impact Can and Demet had, on each other, on their fans, on an entire generation of viewers, cannot be erased. Even if they walk separate paths, even if their love story has hit a breaking point, the echoes of what they shared will always remain. This is why their story continues to captivate. It isn't just about glamour or fame, it's about the fragility of love in the face of overwhelming pressure. It's about the universal experience of wanting something so badly, yet watching it slip through your fingers. It's about two people who dared to love under the brightest lights, and who paid the price for it. For Can, the heartbreak shock may fuel his future. He has always thrived on challenges, turning pain into power, setbacks into stepping stones. For Demet, the breaking point may mark a new beginning, a chance to reclaim her story, her voice, and her independence. And for fans, it is both a tragedy and a reminder that even the most beautiful love stories can falter, that even the strongest bonds can break, that even stars are human. And so, the world watches. Will Can and Demet find their way back to each other? Will they rebuild, stronger than before? Or will this truly be the end, a love story immortalized in memory but lost in reality? The answers remain unknown. But one thing is certain, their relationship, in all its highs and lows, has left a mark on millions. And that mark is why this heartbreak shock stuns everyone. The heartbreak shock between Can Yaman and Demet Özdemir has also raised larger questions about the nature of love under constant public scrutiny. Can two people truly build something private when millions of eyes are watching every move, dissecting every glance, and interpreting every silence? For Can and Demet, this became one of the greatest challenges of all. Their fans adored them so intensely that even the smallest misunderstanding was magnified into a scandal. A missed like on social media became a headline, a single public appearance apart became proof of a breakup, and a subtle smile became a coded message for reconciliation. Living under that level of pressure can wear down even the strongest hearts. And yet, the fascination doesn't fade, because their story is not just about celebrities, it's about reflection. People see in Can and Demet's struggles the same battles they fight in their own relationships, the difficulty of balancing dreams with love, the pain of miscommunication, the toll of distance. That's why the breaking point resonates so deeply. It's not only their heartbreak, it's a mirror of our own. In recent months, both Can and Demet have chosen their words carefully, never directly confirming the end, but never fully denying the tension either. This silence only deepens the mystery. Are they protecting something fragile, hoping it might one day heal? Or are they allowing the world to draw its own conclusions, knowing that no matter what they say, the narrative has already been written for them? Perhaps the greatest irony is that the very thing that brought them together, their undeniable chemistry, may also be what keeps them forever tied in the public imagination. Even if their love story has truly reached a breaking point, fans will never stop hoping, never stop imagining, never stop replaying those magical moments from Erkenci Kuss. Because once a love story captures the collective heart of the world, it never really ends. It lingers, it haunts, it inspires, and so, the heartbreak shock of Can Yaman and Demet Özdemir becomes more than just a chapter in celebrity gossip, it becomes a legend, a modern love story written in both joy and sorrow. Whether they find their way back to each other or continue walking separate paths, their bond has already left a permanent mark on the hearts of millions. Fans will always remember the laughter, the tension, the stolen glances, and the intensity that made them believe in love's magic. And that is why, even if this is the breaking point, their story will never truly end.